Good evening, everyone. I was here last month, and obviously I was a bit of a nervous wreck. My anxiety was through the roof. I never really experienced anything like it. To be honest, mental health has always been a big thing, especially in my life. I've known people that have suffered from depression, anxiety, not just the mental health side of things, but you've got like disorders like bipolar, BPD. So I try not to be judgmental, and I try and sympathise with these people. I mean, I've just turned 35, and I feel like I've lived a very long life. The amount of stuff that I've had to go through is just, it's never ending. I feel like there's obstacles like just at every corner. And I'm just thinking to myself, will my life ever get better? I like to think that's the case, but I feel like I'm having to try twice as hard than normal folk. I'm not trying to like make it all about me, but I just want my, that happy moment. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to read out this story. I've actually done this today. I've done it on the way here, it's actually 20 minutes, so there will be a few mistakes, and I do apologise for that. But I'm always someone who likes to think outside the box. I'm always about dark fiction. I don't know if any of you are aware of a game called Doom, where you've got Doom Slayer going around killing demons.
I used to dream it.
Honestly, the new one, I think the new one came out today, The Dark Ages, and that's stuff that I like, that dark, gritty side of things. I mean, I used to be a Doom fanboy back in the day. I'll just put in the disc and just shoot demons. I'll pretend that they're people that I hate. But yeah. But another game that I like is Skyrim, Elder Scrolls. I used to play the absolute hell out of that game. I think I clocked in over 1,000 hours. I bum off the game. Let's put it that way. But there was this one area that was called the Soul Cairn, and it was in the Dawn God DLC. And what I liked about the area is it was lifeless. It was like a different hell, but it wasn't a place that even demons wanted to go. And every time I go in that realm, I just feel like I'm part of it. I know it doesn't make sense, but basically I've written a story based around that, and I called it Where Souls Wander. Here we go. Purple lightning surrounds the fallen sky, crackling and smashing like swords to a jaw. This is where the dead lingers. The peace is a forlorn conclusion. In the foreboding distance sets a tower, ebony in colour, unholy in nature. This is the seat of the negotiator, an entity with no defining personality. Wicked or not, he offers no allegiance for the bold and daring. For every favour comes a price, be it servitude, torture, or perhaps worse. It matters not for the negotiator. The souls he harvests acts as currency, a means to power this carcass of a realm. For those who are yet to cast eyes on him, they wander aimlessly in despair. For the alive and the foolish, they are promised untapped power and gluttonous wealth. These crazed individuals seek out the endless one, not understanding the true consequences that comes with it. Such is the way of mortal life, unwavered in their pursuit for glory, stained legacy, all for the wrong reasons. This is why the negotiator exists in his present form, as death herself struggles to deal with the demands of these sad souls. Heaven be bright, hell be damned. The soul cairn is the answer to questions plight. Memories will fade, emotions will falter, bodies will wither, souls will linger. As the lightning continued to fester, the jagged obelisks flash in the distance, its silhouette bathing in sinking darkness, as the souls of the lost peer into nothingness. Among the blackened rooms stood an avatar of the negotiator, his undying presence a forever reminder. The judgment is inevitable. Thank you. Yeah, I've only got really one story tonight because what it was is I was in a bit of a rush early on because I ordered a book and I was hoping it'd be back. I was hoping it'd be delivered before today. Sadly, I didn't. Well, it's not in my hands, and it was delivered at 7:30, which is not good to me. So I might have to bring it next month. But I realised that I have actually got a book out there, and it's like an anthology collection. It was about. I think the topic was about like ancient like civilizations. I think Egyptians, Mayans, stuff like that. And I think I got about 3-4 poems in there. And like I said, I wanted to read it. I wanted to stand on stage and read it out and remind myself of why I do this. Like I said, I'll probably have to do it next month now. But what I've got as a replacement is sort of a tribute. See, for people who were here last month, obviously I was breaking down because I was speaking about my granddad and what it meant to me. And, you know, he was the inspiration to why I'm living my life, and I realised that I won't match the things he's done throughout his nearly 100 years of life, but what I was hoping is to create my own story, and you know, for every year goes by, I want to look back on it and say I've done this, and I always want to reference my granddad as that inspiration. I remember when I was teenager, growing up, I think it was back in the 60s actually, so this is way before I was born. But there was a primary school I used to go to called Grace Mary. It's not far from where I live, and I remember I think it was in the 60s, that when they were opening the school, I don't know if it was the council, the head teacher, but they personally asked my granddad to be there to cut the ribbon when the school was opened. And I only knew about this because when we had the funeral at the crematorium in Valley Regis, the amount of stories I've heard about him was just, it was incredible. It was just, he's done so much, and that's why I look up to him, because, to be honest, he doesn't judge people, he's very open-minded, he's always respected different religions, and to be honest, back in those times, in the 20s, 30s, I mean, society in Britain was very judgmental, weren't they? Whereas my granddad, he broke through that norm. He was a unique individual at the time, but it was the right mindset to go forward, because most people are so closed-minded that they don't appreciate, or they don't understand what the word empathy means. And my granddad, he had an abundance of it. So I don't want to bad one for too long, but yeah, he's just an incredible person. And I think 2 months from now it'll be the 2nd year of his passing, and I want to do something for him for when that month comes. That's all I have to say, to be honest. I know it's a bit different tonight, but I just wanted to give it a go. So thank you for your time and understanding.